Quite a lovely starliner. Nothing but the best for the society, eh? An open bar would have been nice, but Trident's gouging us for every credit we've got. The society is such a worthy cause. What could be more important than the preservation of the Earth's spirit? Sheila Holbrook is chair of the award committee this year. The way she dotes over that glorified trophy, you'd think it was her own child. He's been spending a lot of time with Claudia Swist. Quality time, if you get... Well, that was boring.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society. Hello? Are you a member of the society? The society was founded about 8 years ago by Carl S.A. Sheila Holbrook. He's been spending a lot of time with... Nice to have met you.
Now what? Claudia Swift is a low-level employee at GalBank, barely holds a decent security rating there, so there's not much to tell. Her cabin was paid for by Dombrowski, and she's been hovering near him ever since they boarded the Siren. Normally that wouldn't raise any eyebrows, but the fact that Dombrowski's married to someone else, that changes people's perception just a little bit. Go do something useful, okay?
The society chair has really outdone herself this time. Have you tried the canapes? Horrid. Donations to the society can be debited from my bank account on a month. Sheila Holbrook is chair. He's been spending a lot of time with... That's all then? Okay.
Don't forget to keep your Starview pass handy at all times, or you won't have access to the ballroom.
With all the worthy causes and the settled systems, you'd think people wouldn't waste money on these pretentious luxuries.
Due to an unfortunate accident, we're halting our spacewalk experience for an indeterminate amount of time. If you have any little ones aboard, story time with Serena will be held in the ship's library this evening.
Glad to have you aboard. Welcome to the Purser's office. I'm Chief Purser Murata. How can I be of assistance today? An excellent question. My responsibilities include all of the Siren's financial, customs, and commercial goods transfers. Honestly, I really enjoy the work. I get to meet people at every port of call instead of being constantly stuck below decks. Oh, absolutely! The safe is magnetically sealed and shielded with multiple layers of fully damage-resistant, vacuum-proof plating. In the unlikely event our vessel is boarded and the threat detection alarm is triggered, the safe will be permanently sealed until it reaches port. In the even more unlikely event this ship is destroyed, we can assure you that your loved ones will be able to recover your goods from the wreckage. So, as you can imagine, your property will be completely secure until you decide to retrieve them from our safe. Don't forget to tell your friends how much you enjoy the cruise.
Sorry, do I know you? Okay, wait, are you seriously, are you trying to pick me up? Look, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm already seeing someone, and my partner doesn't like competition. He gets very jealous. His wife? Oh, for the love of God. I told Larry to keep his big mouth shut, but did he listen? No. He had to impress his friends and treat me like a trophy. Look, I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how this game works, so let's skip all the banter and get it over with. What's it gonna take to make us both happy? If I give you dirt on that son of a bitch Dombrowski, all I'm doing is endangering myself. Why would I do that? Threats are useless on me. I've heard it all. It's the right thing to do, but it could ruin the rest of my life. What the hell? Dombrowski has us mixed up with the Crimson Fleet? That's true. You have come this far already. All right, you've made your point. You know, this whole thing really pisses me off. Larry and I had the perfect scheme worth thousands of credits all worked out, and then he goes and flushes the whole thing down the toilet.
If you're angry at anybody, it should be yourself for getting mixed up in this ridiculous scheme in the first place.
Judge me all you want, lady. At this point, if I'm going down, then all I'm focused on is dragging Larry down with me. Oh, angry isn't even the right word. The plan was solid. Larry got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. He's some bigwig over at UC Security. I doctored the transactions, Larry wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming GalBank for months. It was going well until I discovered Larry was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them. I wish I had some. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. That should grab his attention. Good luck. You're gonna need it. What, are you ready to damn... Vera works for UC Security, so he kept a lookout on their commnet for any GalBank chatter. I guess you could call him our early warning system. And Dombrowski made sure that all of the crypto manipulation I was working on didn't turn up in GalBank's automatic audits. You need top clearance for that kind of access, so we had to cut him in. Whether we liked it or not. What do you think is going? I'm using that gullible idiot to get what I want. If I have to squash him on my way to the top, then so be it. Let's get one thing straight. Larry Dombrowski's nose.
I agree completely. We just want you to explain to us what you've been dealing with, so we can help.
It doesn't matter if you're here to judge me or not, because there's nothing to judge. Dombrowski is a piece of human garbage. He'd stab you in the back for table scraps, then stab you again to steal dessert. The plan's always been to milk the guy for everything he's worth, and then leave him in the dust. Not bad for a lowly GalBank worker drone, right? I wrote a computer algorithm that basically creates a randomized number of false ghost credits that mimic the crypto key of actual credits. Then the algorithm simply passes the ghost credits to whatever legit transfers that the bank transacts. The genuine credits enter a dummy account. The best part is that I also alter the crypto keys as the real cash flows into our accounts. By the time it lands in our pockets, the creds are clean. So, on paper, it appears that all of the bank's transactions are covered, when it's really just our ghosted dummy creds. Genius, right? I hope you hurt Dombrowski.
When you
Nail
have a
his
moment,
ass right
I'd
to
like
the
to speak
wall.
to you. Can you... When you have a few moments, there's something I'd like to discuss. Yes? I have an important personal decision to make, but I need to discuss something with you first. Phew, thank you. So, where to start? Before I was with the Navigator Corps, I was career military, part of the United Colonies Navy. When the Colony War broke out, I was posted as the chief navigator on a warship, the Dauntless. Then you were right. I didn't want to go into detail before because... well, just hear me out. There was a particularly bloody battle. We were fighting over a world in the Eta Cassiopeia system. Worst fighting I'd ever seen. We lost 12 ships that day. 12. No. This is important. I need to tell you this. The ship was barely intact. The captain and first mate died the previous day, which put me in command. A shrewd captain would have called for the crew to abandon ship. But I was so angry. I wanted to stay. I needed to fight. The Dauntless was a tough little ship. No shields and the hull was breached, but it still had power. And weapons. That's why I remained in the battle. Huge mistake. I believe you. But you haven't heard the worst of this. We fought for hours, but the damage was fatal. I gave the order to abandon ship and the crew piled into the escape shuttle. As the shuttle launched, I could see it was damaged. I heard screams before the radio cut, and last thing I saw, they were spiraling helplessly towards the planet's surface. There was nothing I could do. Thank you. But condolences can't reverse what I've done. I was caught up in the moment. An inexperienced captain making rash decisions that cost people their lives. Yes. They expected to serve on the best ships, with the best captains. The crew of the Dauntless had to settle for me. When the dust settled, the United Colonies gave me a medal. Can you believe that? A damn medal. I never even had a chance to find the shuttle wreckage and give my crew a proper burial. After I checked every section of the ship for wounded crew, I took the other escape shuttle. If I hadn't, I would have died. The Dauntless came apart minutes after I escaped. That's true, but still, it doesn't erase the real issue here. Remember when you said no one but me would have pushed harder to keep the Navigator Corps going? Well, this time, pushing too hard cost lives. Don't you get it? Everything I do, everything I touch, somehow falls apart. That's why I'm worried about us. Look, it's clear the two of us are becoming more than partners. We're becoming close friends. Even though I've pushed people away in the past, I feel different when I'm around you. I feel safer, comfortable, not afraid to admit who I am. I'm terrified I'm going to screw that up. All this nonsense and you still have faith, eh? You really care about me, don't you? And I'll have yours. All right, partner. I suppose it's time we get back to work. Thank you for being there, for listening to me when I needed it the most. I'll never forget this. I promise. Don't rush the scan. Wouldn't want to overlook anything valuable. If that was right, there must be something they don't want us to find.
At the moment, Aurora isn't permitted on Trident Starliners, but we're working on having that changed.
If you want to dine at Captain Rokoff's table during dinner service, it's only an additional 5,000 credits. If you have any needs, please enter a request into the computer located at the entryway to your cabin.
On behalf of myself and the entire team at Trident Luxury Lines,
This must be where the passengers store their valuables while the siren is underway.
Could you pester someone else? I'm sorry, I have about 1,000 things to deal with, and you're not one of them. Goodbye.
We have a range of excursions available at all of our destinations. All the details are...
Here for business or Pleasure.
Quite an event they're throwing today, don't you think?
Hello. You here for the charity event? Oh, absolutely. I'm a firm believer that attending these types of events tends to absolve one of their sins and cleanse their soul. But something tells me you're not really here to discuss the event. What did you really want to talk about? Well, I work for UC Security, meaning that business isn't exactly my area of expertise. I'm afraid I can't really help you. If you're looking for a business opportunity, you might want to check with someone else. Claudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazy, or both. Whatever you think you know about me, you're dead wrong. So back off.
You're a liar and an absolute disgrace to the United Colonies.
Worried? Why should I be worried? Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against mine. And since I work for UC Security, who do you think people will believe?
So what brings you aboard?
This must be where the passengers store their valuables while the siren is underway.
How may I assist you today? I've only seen it briefly myself, but I can assure you that it's quite lovely. Unfortunately, the item is locked inside of our safe, which can only be accessed by presenting an appropriate claim ID. Is there anything else I can assist you with today? Well, if you change your mind, please let me know. If there's any on behalf of Trident, I'm sorry. It's against Trident policy. I suppose. All right, but you didn't hear this from me. Do you understand? I don't want to lose my job. I like Captain Rokov, but I think he's mixed up with some very dangerous people. I was bringing some paperwork to his quarters one day, and I found a slate with a that would normally be fine, but the message mentions the Crimson Fleet, as in pirates. Can you believe it? If you want to grab it, the slate should still be in his quarters, somewhere. Have a safe journey.
The ship's purser. Any matters regarding the security of your items. Please remain in designated passenger areas at all times.
Between you and me, the best part of my job is getting cracked all of the leftovers from the dining. You're a guest of Captain Rokov, right?
Captain Rokov is one of the most easygoing CEOs I've ever worked under. In fact, he doesn't act much like a captain at all.
Hey. So long.
This is one of Trident's top of the line.
These newer vessels more or less run autonomously, which doesn't leave much for the crew to do around here.
Every day that I wake up in my bunk, I count my blessings till I boost into a ship.
A Starview pass is required to enter the main ballroom.
If you have any specific requests, please speak to one of the crew's attendants.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Please remember to obey all posted safety and mustering instructions. I've done this particular cruise run several times, and I can assure you that the route is quite safe.
lost in these surroundings. Hello? You here for the charity event? Dombrowski, he's the exec holding court over in the VIP area of the ballroom. Yeah, sorry, I work for UC Security, not GalBank. Claudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know whatever you think you know about...
You're a liar.
Just in case you weren't aware, I am the authorities. Anything you try to report will boil down. And since I work for you...
That view is absolutely
Here for
spectacular,
business?
isn't it?
Pleasure.
The society chair has really outdone herself this time.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society events.
Quite a lovely
Must you
ceremony.
continue these
Nothing but the
unwelcome
best for the
interruptions?
society, eh?
I'm a very busy woman. Excuse me? And why in goodness name? And why in goodness name would I possibly agree to that ridiculous demand? I'd like to tell you. I really would. You think I'm a pushover? Too bad. Oh, this is I should say so. The nerve of you.
That view is absolutely
An open
spectacular,
bar would have been
isn't it?
nice. The trident's gouging us for every credit we got.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Must you continue these unwel... Excuse me? And why in goodness name would I do something as foolish as that? And why in goodness name would I possibly agree to that ridiculous demand? Yeah, I hope so. I hope I can trust you. I'd like to think so. I'm still willing to talk. Oh, just take the damn thing already. Listen, maybe you can keep this between us. If the award goes missing, there's no need for the insurance company to get involved.
Any complaints about your cruise should be directed to one of...
know that doesn't belong to you, right? Well, hey there. Nice long rest, eh?
You again? This better not be another shakedown. You've already ruined our scheme. I hope you hurt Dombrowski. Nail his ass right to the wall.
There is nothing quite like the view from the Starview Ballroom. It's breathtaking.
Lisa, can't hear the engines, can you? You're not going to find better tuned engines anywhere out in the central systems.
In almost every internal system. Captain Rokoff said you're allowed in any of the crew-specific areas.
I'm sorry, but unless you're reporting a security situation, I need to get back to my duty.
Have you tried the canopies? Horrid. Positively horrid.
I'm sorry. I don't believe we've met. Do I know you? Well, of course you do. Everyone on the Siren knows who I am. I'm certain we've never been acquainted before, so I'll do you the courtesy of forewarning you about the impertinence that's to follow. When you approach me, I'd highly advise you to choose your words carefully. Otherwise, it's likely they will be your last. I think we're done here. Good day.
Please remember to obey all posted safety and mustering
Hello.
instructions.
You here for the charity? Oh, I work for UCC. You mean specifically? Oh, I work for the Corporate Fraud Division. We monitor all of the major megacorp financials and transactions to ensure that nothing improper occurs. You're asking a lot of strange questions. To be honest, I'm here to keep it. It might not be as glamorous an assignment as a colony rescue or taking down... What is this all about, anyway? Claudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't... Whatever you think you know about...
You're a liar.
Don't test me. You have no idea. Not only can I make you disappear, I can also make sure the set... Worried? Anything you try to report. And since I work for UC...
Got something for me?
So, what brings you aboard?
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up, and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand that you be arrested. Which is why he's threatening you. That makes sense. We need hard evidence, Adersky. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you about... Maybe, but if something goes wrong, with all of these wealthy people... Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks and report it. I think the best chance we have will be to tamper with the life support sensors. This is one of Trident's premier starliners. That means it has the best of everything, including a triple redundancy life support system. They installed a backup for the backup. Luckily for us, it will still trip an emergency and everyone will have to return.
Whatever it takes. He's talking about tampering with the only system keep...
Don't worry. It'll be as easy as it was mingling with the guests at the party. One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sundin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt he owes me. I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's the harm in losing a few credits when I'm on the brink of... Anyway, I better start packing. Things are getting hot around here, and won't be long before I try... On the surface, he's an upstanding citizen of the United... Underneath, he's a greedy piece of garbage. Given the chance, he'd back... Come to think of it, if he wasn't such a petty tyrant, he'd probably thrive with the Crimson Fleet. All passengers are instructed to immediately report to their cabins. That way we keep the halls clear and avoid a panic. Fortunately for us, all of the passenger cabin doors will automatically unlock. This is normally to ensure the crew can check cabins quickly and without interference. But in our case, it's like having an all-access pass. There's access to the crew section that you can reach through the Starview Bowl. Chief Sundin should be there, wasting time. Once you're past Sundin, just look for the room marked Environmental Control. Everything you need is inside. Get back to it.
The ship's purser can assist you with any matters regarding the security.
These newer vessels more or less run autonomously, which doesn't leave much for the crew to do around here.
This is one of Trident's top-of-the-line vessels. Hell of a ship, isn't it?
Trident must have spent a fortune equipping this ship with triple redundancy.
Shouldn't you be on your way to Sundin?
Any complaints about your cruise should be directed to one of the staff.
Hello? Are you a member of the society?
Every day that I wake up in my bunk, I count my blessings to have been posted to a ship like the Siren of the Stars.
There's some heavy security protecting this area, but judging from the fact that this is the life support control, it certainly makes sense.
Hey, hold up. This area is off limits to passengers. Wait a second. You're Captain Rokov's guest, right? Didn't expect to see you down here. Sorry to give you trouble. What can I do for you? Yeah, a little. A few of the techs call this deck the dungeon. I think you can see why. Not exactly Starliner-class comfort down here. Don't get me wrong. The quiet gives me time to gather my thoughts, catch up on work, and all that, but I'd rather work on the bridge. I'm the Siren's chief engineer. Trident put me in charge of the entire tech team. We do our best to keep the ship running smoothly and efficiently. Of course, this beauty is a cutting-edge piece of spacecraft design. Almost everything has triple redundancy, like the life support system. Unfortunately, that means there's quite a bit of downtime. Could be worse, though, right? Oh, sorry, that area's off limits. No exceptions. Oh, really? Well, that changes things quite a bit. Tell you what, I'm just going to step out for a bit and stretch my legs. Maybe you can hold this for me while I'm away? Honestly, he's a seasoned ship captain. Only thing is, he's always talking about trade deals and plan. Why he decided to be a star liner captain, I'll never know. Tell you what though, for someone that loves credit so much. Remember not to touch anything, please.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Well, it appears that we've definitely ruined the party. Everyone's gone.
There's no cause for alarm. I'm sure this is just a minor malfunction. The Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status. Please remain calm and proceed to your cabin.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins at this time.
This ship is in a state of emergency. Please return to your cabin immediately. Our security team would appreciate if you'd please shelter in your cabin during this emergency. Thank you.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here. I always took him for a fool, but I can't believe he's stupid enough to have gotten mixed up with the Crimson Fleet. Still, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over any evidence? Don't act so surprised. You didn't really think I'd make a deal with Claudia or Dombrowski without having a little insurance policy of my own, did you? Huh? If I've learned anything in my years at the corporate fraud division, it's always have an exit strategy. I don't know where you got that information from, but it lines up with all the troubles I've been having getting my cut from that asshole. That means my money's already gone. And Dombrowski's going to walk away with a fortune. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't want to end up on the Crimson Fleet shit list. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I'll end up in jail. This is a lose-lose situation for me. Oh, I've got everything you're gonna need. This is a one-stop shop for you. We're talking a slate loaded with dates, account numbers, ID scans, even an audio recording. It was my little insurance policy in case the shit hit the fan. There's a solid enough trail here to send Dombrowski straight to jail. Dombrowski had the authorization to wipe out records. I let Claudia talk me into that. She said she had him wrapped around her finger. Apparently, she was wrong. At least I walk away with something. All right, you have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it. Well, since Claudia has been spending time disgustingly close to Dombrowski, I think she's suffered enough. On the other hand, I've got very, very special plans for Larry. I have some friends that can, well, let's just say, take care of the problem. That's if you leave him alive, of course. We'll just have to wait and see.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency.
You better tell Dombrowski to run.
Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion.
I will.
And remain there until you receive further instructions.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins at this time.
Well, well. You must be the one who's been accosting Claudia and Gabriel. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should rapidly enter into some sort of negotiation. You don't actually believe that I'd venture into such precarious criminal territory without a proper bird's-eye view of the situation, do you? I'm uncertain why you've become entangled in this spider's web, but this situation demands swift and resolute action. Excellent, excellent. So, before we begin, let's review the facts. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud GalBank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with this endeavor. Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me. I see. Well, that certainly places a damper on our negotiations. Perhaps I can hasten my diatribe to temper your violence-ridden contribution. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my GalBank credentials. I assume that's what you've been angling for all along?
Oh, do get on with this. There's only so long I can stand being in the presence of this pig.
Well, I'm surprised you even posed that question at all. The answer is quite obvious. The last thing I'd want to do at this point is call attention to myself. Obviously, that wouldn't be my preference, but though Larry Dombrowski will be mysteriously vanishing after this cruise, and possession of the credentials becomes ludicrous at that point.
Please report to your cabin.
Oh, it was actually a rather easy. It's the only thing of significant value. It appears we've reached an accord. Wait. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to... Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to...
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Well, looks like everything worked out, just like we planned. I wish you hadn't blown away the gambling debt that Sandine owed me. But hey, you got the job done. I'm glad you feel that way. Just remember to tell Delgado how much I pitched in to help. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me, partner? Ah, so he told you to keep it from me. I see. I wouldn't want you to risk your position with the fleet like I did, so I'll just... Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from... I owe you one, Overreach. Don't worry, it's not an insult. It's a very old Russian word for comrade. It's what I intend to call you from now. No. Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully...
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
This ship is in a state of emergency. Please return to your cabin.
I need to pack up and get out of here. What is it now?
Should I warm up the engines?
Temos um viciado, muito viciado mesmo. Eu só não jogo mais porque eu não tenho tempo durante a semana. E no fim de semana também tá meio complicado. Mas se eu pudesse era todo dia, pelo menos umas 4 horas. Né, tá baixinho mesmo. Pera aí, deixa eu só aumentar. Que eu já tô saindo também, vou desligar agora que vai vir, as crianças vão vir pra casa, enfim, vai ser uma tarde meio cheia. Mas valeu por aparecer, Vini. Vou parar a transmissão por aqui, senão não dá tempo de receber todo mundo. Falou, valeu, até depois. Beijo.